Ravinder, Joint Managing Director and CEO of JSW Energy, now connects with us to talk about what has transpired for the quarter gone by for JSW Energy. Now, Shrad, you've registered a great set of numbers given the rising power demand for the quarter gone by, but there has been a bit of an impact given rising input cost and a changing generation mix. Can you help us understand that mix better?
One is that if you see generation mix has changed, we have registered 24% increase in generation, but we have to see that in the case of RE, the generation has been higher, and in which wind capacities which we have been adding during the year have registered a growth of 67% in the generation. So this is one, and thermal with our JSW Utkal unit in Odisha now stabilized, and also the acquisition of KSK, which was there for only for 25 days in the last fiscal. These two factors have resulted in increase in thermal generation. Overall generation has increased by 24%. So these have been the positives. Regarding the interest rates, if you see, there is a marginal increase, which is about now 9.05, at which we have exited the year. We have to remember that we have done a large acquisition in the month of March of KSK, and for which the funds which we have raised have been at a cost which is based on the past performance of the plant. But going forward with the interest rate softening and the annual resets of the MCLR, going forward, the interest rates are continuing. This is a very temporary one-time phenomena which is there. With the resetting, the interest rates will continue to slide downward only.
But given the kind of heat we have been witnessing, the power demand is expected to rise further. What's your expectation from the current April to June quarter when it comes to revenue and margins? And could you share your revenue as well as margin guidance for FY26? Which segment do you expect to contribute the most in the growth year ahead?
See, one is that if you see that the segments which are going to contribute in a significant way in terms of the revenue and the margins is going to be the assets which we have acquired. One is KSK, which is a very low cost, 95% of the capacity is tied up, and 100 megawatt of capacity is available for the merchant sale. And being a plant close to the coal mines, the fuel cost is significantly low. So this is going to add on significantly in terms of revenue and also the margins. Also, our JSW Utkal unit of Odisha, which was available, only 50% of the capacity was available last year. And we have commissioned only in the month of March, the second unit now with full plant operational and stabilized, and also again being close to the coal mines, the fuel cost is low, and this is untied capacity, so which gives us huge opportunity in the merchant market and the advantage of domestic coal at a very low cost. These are the positives we see. These two will be a big driver in terms of the revenue and margins. Also, if we say recall that in the current year, we have added 1.7 gigawatt of renewable capacity, out of which 1.3 gigawatt is the wind capacity.
Right. You've also exceeded your 10 gigawatt capacity milestone. Tell me, how confident are you hitting 30 gigawatt by 2030 and also perhaps 40 hours of energy storage as well? And what's the roadmap there?
See, when we announced 3 years back strategy 2.0 of 20 by 30, means 20 gigawatt by 2030, with a first milestone of reaching 10 gigawatt by FY25. As our numbers show that we have already ended FY25 with 10,875 megawatt. We have passed that first milestone. And that is what I have been saying earlier, that once we achieve the first milestone, we'll be coming out with the strategy 3.0. And that is what we have announced today, that 30 by 30 means 30 gigawatt by 2030 with 40 gigawatt hour of storage. And we are absolutely confident because as we are talking, in the month of April, we have done completed the acquisition of O2 Power with operating capacity of 1.34 gigawatt. As we are talking now, we are a company with operating capacity of 12.2 gigawatt. And in quarter one, we are going to see by June further additions. So this all will give, and the order pipeline and the PPA signed which we have gives us the confidence that we are absolutely certain of reaching 30 gigawatt by 2030.
Provide clarity on the commissioning timeline and expected returns from the O2 power platform and the Salboni thermal plant.
See, O2 Power, as I said, this is a 4.7 gigawatt platform, and we are going to execute this entire portfolio 4.27 gigawatt by June 27 as per the PPA timelines. And the returns, what you are talking of, we have absolutely we have done the valuation of the asset in such a way, knowing all the details after due diligence, that our benchmark returns are protected with a conservative estimate in terms of the generations, so that the things don't go wrong. So we are certain that that will be maintained. As Salboni, as we said, and we expect like this entire, as I told, O2 by June 27. And the timelines, what we have for the Salboni project in West Bengal of Greenfield project of 1.6 gigawatt thermal, we will be completing this also in a timelines of 48 to 54 months as per the PPA terms.
Talking about your segments, your renewable segment revenue as well as EBITDA did rise sharply. Possible to share what are your RE capacity addition targets for FY26?
See, as I told you that when we are right now, when we are talking of 12.2 gigawatt, and and we have to reach 30 gigawatt by FY30, and with the PPAs in hand and as per the PPA timelines, we have to execute. We will have to add beyond this 12.2 gigawatt every year in the range of 3.5 to 4 gigawatt, which is in pipeline. That is what we expect to do even in the current year.
Right. The growth in the fourth quarter for you was, driven by KSK Mahanadi since its March acquisition, of which only 1,800 megawatt is operational as of now. What are the operational efficiencies you expect going forward from this?
Yes, we have seen this. See, this is under the CIP process. This plant has been running for last 5 years. A very high quality asset, but being run with the resolution professional. We have identified the opportunities. Our team is in full in place fully there, and we have taken lot of steps immediately. And just to give you an example, like this plant ran for a full year plant load factor of 67.4%. We got only 25 days of working in the last fiscal, which was from 6th of March till 31st March. We are happy to tell with the efficiency improvement, we have run the plant at a PLF of 74% and a deemed PLF of 99%. So these are, and there are a lot of cost saving initiatives which we have already started implementing, and we'll see, we are absolutely confident and certain will give us a significant advantage in FY26 only.
Okay. Now you've set the capex target at 1.3 lakh crore between FY26 to FY30. Help us understand where the capex is expected to be deployed and how are you looking at raising it?
Yes, see, the thing is that, yes, of course, 1,30,000 crores of capex from FY26 to FY30 is based on the order pipeline, the PPAs, and the projects which are under construction. All these things put together is there, in which the capacity, the deployment of this capex broadly will be almost maybe for 5.4 gigawatt in thermal space. But here I will just like to add one, that 1.6 gigawatt of Salboni West Bengal project is a greenfield project, and but in doubling the capacity from 1.8 gigawatt to 3.6 gigawatt at KSK will be at a very low cost per megawatt expansion, because 100% of the balance of plant is ready. The fourth unit of 600 megawatt, 40% of the work is already completed when we acquired the asset. So this will be at a significantly low cost. We will be doubling the capacity of this plant, which gives us a very significant advantage. So this is the capex for this 5.4 gigawatt of thermal. In addition to that, we will be adding balanced capacities in wind and solar space.
All right, Mr. Mahindra, so good having you on the show today. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us. So that was the management of JSW Energy.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.